Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere, and even earn money. We like that. All in one place for totally free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your cellular telephone or your computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else, those other places that podcasts are heard.
Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free, zero catch. We've been using it ever since we started How Long Gone, and ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel like having the option of turning off the Q&As and the polls on the user dashboard has really helped boost my creativity and take it to another level. I highly recommend giving it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. What up, big dog? How are you?
Oh, just a busy morning, packing up my life here. I'm taking the big boy Delta jet, you know what I'm saying, all the way to the ATL.
When you say a big boy Delta jet, is that a way of making commercial flights sound more impressive?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I hopefully it's a new plane, you know what I'm saying, but you never know. So we'll have to see when we get there.
Yeah, with a legacy brand like Delta, you really do never know if you're going to get a new plane or one that does not have TVs.
Yeah, I know all these airlines, they've been around too long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Too much equipment. But yeah, so I'm getting together. I got a couple boxes of stuff I have to ship. I got my tennis rackets restrung and re-gripped, pick those up. So just a lot of prep, for this big trip.
Mm-hmm. So your rackets are restrung. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Damn. What are you going to do? I mean, so you're leaving tomorrow morning. What else do you have on the checklist in terms of saying goodbye to the greatest city in California?
The greatest city in California. No competition there.
Hey,
nothing really.
I heard Big Sur is nice, all right? So there is a little competition.
That's kind of it, make sure my Theragun is charged, and ready for the flight.
You're not going to Theragun on the flight.
No, but I would. I'm not opposed to that if I was in pain, but no, I'm pretty good to go. I've actually done a pretty good job. I'm a little upset at myself with the amount of stuff I've accumulated. Like it's a little,
mm-hmm.
I knew I was doing it while it was happening, obviously, but seeing it like having to go.
Yeah, you were able to kind of put it off and be like, all right, whenever I leave, if that ever does happen, I'll deal with this then. And now the reckoning has begun.
Not even that. It's more that like, did I need to accumulate this much stuff in a pretty short amount of time that I have to purchase boxes and spend, $300 to ship this stuff back to the East Coast,
Yeah, well, the answer is yes. And it's tough because when you're like moving house, that is one of the most liberating and exciting things that you could do, which is just throw away so much shit that you really thought you needed and you did not end up needing after all. That's a great cleansing activity, but I think a lot of your the amount of time you've been spending on Depop just listing everything must be taxing on you, is it not?
Yeah, follow me on Depop. Yeah, it's no. I mean, I just it's stuff that I like kind of want, but it's also stuff like I got a bunch of clothes that I should give to my dad. You know what I mean? Because he would actually like this stuff and
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that. So it's stuff that I don't want to necessarily give away or donate because there is someone in my life who could use it. So
Mm-hmm.
I have to take it with me,
So
and
it is nice
doesn't
of you
fit.
to think of those who need, who are in need, and to do such a selfless act.
Jason,
that's some big growth for you, Chris. I'm proud.
I sense the sarcasm in your little fucking voice, but
Unclear what you're speaking of, but carry on.
Yeah, but okay, unclear. It's very clear. Everyone knows. Everyone knows your little bitch ass is being sarcastic, and I don't appreciate it one fucking bit, TJ.
You don't like you don't like my wicked game that I play with you, Chris?
Don't talk to me like Lana Del Rey. Don't.
That was Chris Isaac voice. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. The other Chris. I was alerted.
Male Lana Del Rey.
I did get some alarming news right before we started podcasting that I wanted to share with you.
Well, please drop a How Long Gone exclusive on us, Gressel Wilson. What do you got?
So, iconic fragrance and candle brand Byredo has collaborated with Cactus Jack himself, Travis Scott.
God, really?
Yes, there's a fragrance and a candle. They gave that man a fragrance, bro. A candle's like, yeah, whatever, that's throwaway. A fragrance, fam?
You said it was Byredo or Le Labo?
Byredo, that's what's so fucked up. Le Labo would do that. That little broke boy shit, they'll do anything.
I mean, it kind of makes you wonder.
Let me though quickly cap.
Sorry, go ahead.
Let me cap a little bit for Le Labo because they do get hated on a lot. But I will say the Rose 31 laundry detergent collaboration with the laundress is a great purchase. I would recommend it for the holidays. It's 30 or $40, but it's a nice gift for someone who loves clean clothes. For
somebody who'd be doing laundry. So you're saying a lot of people are coming for Le Labo, you've noticed? Is that true?
Well, the Santal 33 fragrance is a joke, right. So that's what I mean.
The Santal 33 has sort of become the Cactus Scott of smells, has it not?
I mean, I actually don't think that Travis Scott received a huge bag from Byredo. I think it's a better look for him than it is for them.
Yeah, do you think Kylie influenced this decision and said, "Bro, this is a good move for the whole familia?" And he's like, "All right, bet."
I think he knew. I think he knows, but I also think it's like he doesn't need. I mean, you don't need the money. It's just a good look. Yeah. I'm sure there's like a profit split involved, but it's like with anything else that fucking bozo does, if he just posts it on his IG, it sells out. So it's like there's no risk involved for anyone.
At the end of the day, the guy just loves a good collab. You know what I mean?
He loves collabs. He's the face of collabs in 2020.
Don't get me started. Well, what do you think this smell is going to consist of? Do you have any data on the flavor?
I do
notes?
not. I don't have any data on the top notes, but
we can only speculate. So please go off.
We can only speculate. I would assume cigarettes.
Yeah. They're like, what we were thinking about adding notes of tobacco, and he's like, what? And they're like, cigarettes. He's like, yeah, all right.
That's how the meeting went. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, maybe some cigarettes, maybe a little bit of like, what's a Houston smell? Barbecue? Like, what would be
a Houston smell to me? I'm going to go with shrimp.
Lane?
Shrimp and cough syrup.
So it's going to be a combination of tobacco, shrimp dipped in cough syrup. Let's combine those two things because that's the real shrimp cocktail that I need. Is if you just dip it's like when you
okay. We need to. I will begin as soon as we hit stop on the recording of this. I will begin building my deck that I will present to maybe Buffalo Zine sometime later on this week. Because I think they would be really all over the idea of this art-directed shoot where the shrimp cocktail does not consist of a cocktail sauce, but in fact,
did you ever
the high-tech brand of codeine syrup?
Did you ever smoke a blunt that was sealed with lean?
You talking about like getting wet style of
what you would do is
PCP, but you use the weed.
Well, I believe with PCP you dip the whole thing, right? Like a PCP cigarette, you dip the whole thing. No, this is just a classic.
This is a getting wet positive podcast.
Definitely. Oh hell yeah.
The wet Discord keeps a close eye on our goings on.
I understand. No, I mean more like you seal instead of licking the blunt.
Right.
You seal it with a thin layer of lean.
Okay, so you would maybe dab your pinky into the cap of a cough syrup, and then use the kind of like you were going to wet an envelope.
Yeah,
and then
the activist.
It's not a bad idea.
Because the activist be the spit. If you drink enough, your spit is activist anyway. If you think
right. Yeah, don't talk to me unless your saliva consists mostly of prescription, non-over-the-counter cough syrups.
Exactly. But yeah, so that was some breaking news I wanted to bring to the listenership today. It's a tough bet, but it's the holiday season, and people have to get these little products off.
That makes me sad. Other than you, obviously, who do you think is more deserving or more ideal of a candidate to receive a Byredo or any, Le Labo, any of these companies to do their own scent?
I think they should only be doing it with I feel
Mario
like
Batali, is that what you said?
No.
Interesting call.
Wow. Surprising.
But I get it, I get it.
I think it's more of I feel like it works better with brands than it does with individuals. I don't know. I don't like to, but I guess historically individual backed scents have been, Britney Spears has one, J-Lo has one, that's a big money maker for celebrities.
Yeah. And they're all really, really bad. Like there's never been a celebrity scent that was like actually good and enjoyable, right?
No, there's no Polo Sport by Puff Daddy. There's just Polo Sport.
Until our man Cactus Scott enters.
Until Big Cacti comes through.
Because Byredo won't make something bad. Because that's
the thing. It'll definitely smell good. It's just like, are you going to be the guy that's going to buy, like, ladies, you come into his bathroom and you see the Travis Scott Byredo fragrance on the shelf. Like, What are you doing? You know what I mean?
Well, what I'm doing is probably double checking that none of my belongings have been taken from my bag. That's probably paramount for me because it does have scammer energy attached to it.
Yes, it does.
Well, it's gonna be sad to have CB leave. This is gonna be a big adjustment. I'm gonna be playing tennis against a wall.
Can we hire Alec Monopoly to do a version of me on a wall with a tennis racket so it feels like I'm there and you're hitting to me?
As long as the city of Glendale approves this, because I don't unfortunately have the clay court in the backyard. It's still being set right now.
Well, the hedges, there's no wall, just hedges, so that causes the problem.
I would sooner take my own life than give money or an email to the failing Alec Monopoly, worst streetwear artist to ever have been born on the history of humankind.
He is the worst. He's the absolute worst. But I think that, Jason, luckily we're going to reunite soon as we plan our southern stroll, and I will be back in the City of Angels in no time.
It's true. Yeah, we all need a break, don't we?
I mean, I don't actually.
But if it was up to me, I wouldn't be leaving. But hey,
I'm excited to get a little change of pace. I'm excited to go to Atlanta. Start my ring training alone with the help of Hunter via WhatsApp.
Yeah, and you also said you're going to be taking a tennis instructor while you're out there. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm currently in conversation to get somebody booked. There's apparently some big drama in the Atlanta tennis community because the courts have been, I guess they were managed by like the USTA or something, and now they're managed by the city, and the city's like fucking it up and closing them.
Damn.
So luckily,
inject that into my fucking veins.
Mm-hmm. Local tennis news, but luckily I have connections, so hopefully we'll be able to get a private court.
Yeah, I wonder if during this downtime maybe I do the same.
I mean, would
that be a little bit of an unfair advantage?
No, you need all the help you can get, and so do I. But I think that
you need just a little bit more, don't you?
You know what? Sure, Jason. If that's what you want to do,
yes, we love an honest and vulnerable king, and
that's fine. But
yeah, let's celebrate.
Well, that's
more.
the beauty, though, of this. I think that if we do get to spend our holidays together as we're planning, I think we'll be able to play every day.
Yeah. For our listeners at home, for a peek behind the curtain, when Chris said our southern stroll, he was burying the lead, but that is in fact the name of the Airbnb listing playlist that he created. Spotify is not the only app that we create playlists on.
That's true.
He also created a fine selection of different southern homes that one could rent out And it will be the first time that any of these houses are ever rented out for not a bachelorette party.
Yeah,
which is going to be an interesting little vibe for us. They're going to be like, so you don't want, so like there's no like vomit clause in here at all,
we don't need the penis straws. I repeat, we do not need the penis straws.
Yeah. We need to strike that. There's going to be a little bit of red Sharpie on our finalized contracts. And that's
but
fine.
I sent a nice variety of options with some chef's kitchens in there, so you could really cook it up.
Thank you for thinking about me, Chris. Because
big plasma TVs to stream content.
Yeah, I mean, what's his name? Chrisley?
Chrisley knows best. A great show. Shout out to Chrisley.
Yeah. So Chrisley
Todd
knows best.
First name Todd.
His name's Todd.
Todd Chrisley. He goes by his last name like you.
God damn it. Yeah, I tried to watch that show a couple times, and I'm gonna have to practice my Chrisley viewing if I'm going to really enjoy this garden and gun journey with you.
All joking aside, though, if anybody listening to the podcast has any connections to Shep from Southern Charm, Jason and I would love to podcast with him while we are in Charleston.
If anybody out there has been date raped by Shep and still has a valid Hotmail, I mean, that's the only reason why he would come into contact with any other humans, right?
Oh shit!
That's just a joke I made. I've never seen the show and I don't know who that is, but that is just I just took a risk. Was I far off?
Unfortunately, no, you're not. But unfortunately, Jason, you and Shep would be in competition with each other. You know what I mean? If it was a showdown at the local tavern.
Oh, okay. So
and there was only one Asian sorority girl, it'd be you versus Shep, and I don't know who would win.
God damn it. Yeah, I mean his home court advantage might allow him to kind of sneak out a W against me, but that I do love a good challenge. I am unfortunately not single right now, but I think my my life partner would probably give me her blessing because nothing sexier than two alphas competing. two alpha absolute gorilla grip bros just beating their chests in some sort of
what's up babe, you want a beer? Like what do you
I don't know if they have the gastropub Yard House in the South, but if they don't, then it would be whatever the regional equivalent of a Yard House would be, which is kind of like an upscale place to watch a college volleyball game. That's where I'm really going to be putting in my work.
But yeah, we want to have a member of the Southern Charm family on the podcast. We feel like Shep would be the best, obviously biggest get for us. We would take Whitney if we had to. And Nashville the same. If there's any local musicians except Jack White, they would want to play a little unplugged set. Let us know. But we do need to get to our guests today.
We do. We need to stop trying to save independent music single-handedly for just one moment and then get into our guests.
This podcast is actually coming out on a 7-inch on Third Man Records. More details to come. But no, today our guest is someone I've known for a while. Verena von Pfetten is her name. She's the co-founder of Gossamer, which is a media brand for people who also smoke weed. Which I love. That's a great tagline. They do a magazine. They're making products. She's a co-founder named David Weiner.
So you said a brand for people who also smoke weed, as in that's not the only thing that defines them. Is that what they're trying? Okay.
Exactly. The same way, being gassed up is not what defines you, TJ.
I am a little gassed up. All right. Well, let's give Vivi a jingle jangle on the FaceTime and get fucking into it.
Oh, sorry we're a little late, Verena. We were, this is my last podcast from LA for a little while, so we were really reminiscing.
Oh, I like it. Just going back through old times.
Yeah, well, that and the fact that Travis Scott is launching a collaborative fragrance with Byredo. So there was a lot of important news today.
We're kind of in mourning, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. I have not looked at the news, so if we're going to get super referential, I'm going to be like, I don't fucking know.
Thank you for calling that news, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for respecting us. Yeah. I go from the COVID death toll on CNN to Hypebeast.
I only made it to page 3 of the Financial Times, so I haven't got to that Travis Scott candle news just quite yet.
I didn't get there just yet. Are you in New York?
I am in New York. I'm in Red Hook in Brooklyn.
Damn, you live in Red Hook?
No wonder
do.
you have so many hallways.
Living in Red Hook? That's twisted.
Yeah, I've been here for a minute too.
I do. I remember that actually. You lived there for a long time, have you?
I've been here in this apartment, I guess, almost 5 years now. And then I was 3 or 4 years, like, on the border, let's call it. Real estate agents probably called it Carroll Gardens. I'd say it was probably
Red Hook, for the uninitiated, Red Hook is like a choice.
It's an absolute
Like
choice.
it's only because it's hard as fuck to get to and from.
Yeah, the bus was my life until, we got stuck inside.
Yeah, like that's like because if you were commuting to Manhattan, we're looking at a full hour.
Yeah, I mean, my office was in Chinatown, and it was probably like on a good day 45 minutes.
Wow. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be
I
me.
like the idea of every day you hopping off the bus in Dime Square to start that new job of yours, like on a Netflix movie.
Yeah, that is like you almost get splashed by a puddle, but then you
every time.
Then you grab a latte, and all of a sudden life is good again.
It's like a latte. I get like an oat milk latte, and then like a 75-cent pork bun. That would be like the right mix.
Yeah, that sounds like something.
I guess I'm just that kind of girl. Let's see what the rest of Manhattan has to say about that.
That sounds like, actually, Jason, that sounds like an iron stomach snack for you. An oat milk latte with a pork bun? Could you do that?
I mean, I'm more concerned about what the oat is going to do to my body versus the pork bun.
I would agree with that. Oat milk freaks me out.
Well, as we've said many times on this podcast, it's highly caloric.
Yeah.
And I don't think people knew that at first and were just sucking it down. You know what I mean? Like not realizing. And then you step on the scale and those lattes, they add up.
That's why I'm over here sipping nothing but whole cow's milk, baby.
Yeah, Jason's a big fan of the whole milk.
If I'm gonna do a caloric load, let's make those calories count. You know what I mean?
Straight from the teat. I like it.
I feel like you would drink a regular cow's milk.
I'm pretty lactose intolerant and have been since I was born. Like I was like a soy milk formula baby. But I love it so much. I think I've just beaten it into submission. Like I just don't care. Like my body has no choice.
Damn. So you're gobbling down cheese.
Oh hell yeah. Cheese, ice cream every day.
Oh, ice cream every day. She's off a bean.
Ice cream. Whoa! Ice cream every day. Is this?
Yeah, a little ice cream every day. Just like a little.
Okay, how much is a little? A spoonful or a scoop or two
small
scoops?
Like a scoop. Like I'd say like a pint is like a solid 4 to 5 servings.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
it's just
good.
like a little ice cream.
What's number one? Let's go through your top 3.
Oh, my ice creams?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, God. Well,
because we'll get to this, but we know you're high as hell too. So the ice cream be tasting good.
Chris, don't take all my questions.
You're jumping the gun. Okay. Spoiler alert.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cannabis. I use the proper terms, but I'm sorry. What are your favorite?
No, we can get into that, but
what are your favorite? What are your favorite flavs?
Okay, so I go hard for chocolate, like a solid, rich chocolate.
Hell yeah, gang.
And I hated strawberry until like last summer when I had Blue Marbles strawberry ice cream. And I like it because it tastes like yogurt. Like it's like super tangy. And then I recently discovered these syrup, like hot fudge and caramel from like this little, I don't even know, ice cream shop in Boston. It's called Cooper's or Coops or something. You can buy them online and they ship them and they're stupid expensive, but they're hot fudge and salted caramel. And so I'll eat any ice cream.
Damn. So this is an artisan fourth wave hot fudge.
Something like that. I mean, I could have been a bigger dick and talked about the like fancy gelato spot like across the street from me.
Damn,
but
you really
I won't
do be
that.
Smoking weed. Hell yeah, I like that. I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I recently fell in love with a hot fudge sundae all over again from Cheesecake Factory, where I was like, I mean, but then I made them at home, and it's weird. Like if you just have a plain scoop of ice cream, it even could be vanilla or whatever. Just the simple addition of like some whipped cream, a couple of chopped peanuts, and a little chocolate syrup, and it transforms it into something otherworldly.
So sometimes when I go to McDonald's and get a sundae, I keep the extra packets of peanuts. Like I ask for extra packets of peanuts and keep those in the house.
Damn, you're making Jason look bad. Damn.
I really appreciate that we just dove right into food.
Guys,
let's stay here.
I might need to take 5.
That's
I'm on
advanced.
a one-woman campaign for a Grub Street diet, so if you can tell me how you got yours, and we can use this to leverage me getting one.
You pay a publicist.
Pay a publicist. It's really easy. I can introduce you to her off pod.
And also have a love for eating. But you're off to a great start because I didn't even know that you could ask for packets of crushed peanuts from McDonald's.
You can ask for anything you want from McDonald's. Let me tell you. Literally anything. They will customize that shit for you.
But I didn't know that peanuts, so if you order the sundae from McDonald's, they come on, but they also can give you to-go peanuts.
I actually think they only give them to you to go now because of nut allergy shit. So they come in those little pre-packaged plastic thingies.
She said nut on the side. You dig?
Yo, no, nuts on the side. I ain't with that. I ain't with that shit. On the side.
A sidecar of nuts.
Yeah,
and keep them coming, barkeep. Don't let me see the bottom of this nut bag.
We've been talking a lot about a brambleberry flavor of ice cream from Jenny's.
Oh, okay. I do love Jenny's.
Which I didn't support her because she caused a listeria outbreak twice.
That wasn't her fault. That was her dairy distributor.
Well, that's her name's on the package, bro. But
yeah, you're right. Fuck Jenny.
But that shit is good as hell. And I never had it. Well, because I worked with Morgenstern's, I was taught to hate all other ice creams. So I didn't really give them a chance. But that brambleberry really hits, and I'm more of a chocolate guy myself.
Wait, you worked at Morgenstern's?
Not at, with.
Okay, all right. So, you were scooping?
No, I don't scoop. I actually never was taught to scoop, which is kind of annoying.
Someone had to clean the bathrooms.
Yeah, exactly. But I find that the Jenny's brambleberry, because I try to eat vegan ice cream, but that brambleberry just hits too hard. It's too good.
But why? I get it from a lactose thing, but vegan ice cream, I feel like it just even has more sugar. Like if it's a health thing, just eat the full cream.
It's not. Don't come at me like Jason. I already have one Jason in my fucking life. No, it's more.
Maybe you need some more logical, pragmatic minds in your life, Chris.
You're right.
Because your scale of healthy and unhealthy, that was given to you by big vegan dairy. It's propaganda and it's not rooted in science. Dairy doesn't do much positive for me either. So it's like, if I can avoid it, the only time I'm going to have dairy is pizza. That's when I'll risk it all. Sure, there's side effects, sure.
Yeah, but Jason can truly eat anything in a way that I've never seen anybody in my life.
I'm inspired.
Yeah. I don't fill the shopping cart. I eat the shopping cart.
But not I don't know. It's not like you're eating fucked up stuff, though. You can just eat anything. It's more what it is. And the combinations are truly twisted.
Is there anything you won't eat? Is there a single food that if someone was put in front of you, hard pass?
Usually the foods from McDonald's, unfortunately. No offense to you, King.
I gotta go.
But to me, if I'm gonna eat fast food like French fry and burger, I will just go to an In-N-Out type of scenario.
Now you can also stop bragging. So
yes. He's such a
Do they have those in New York, or is it just?
No, yeah, okay.
What is that? Isn't there like a hot burger in Red Hook right now?
There's a very
like a Nashville hot burger, or a popular burger?
Yeah, it's dipped in Cheetos. No, it's like a thing. This is a thing,
yeah,
though, right?
The Red Hook Tavern burger.
Is it that good?
It is really that good.
Oh yeah, that's been around for a while, hasn't it?
A year. I think they opened about a year ago.
Okay.
It's the dude from Hometown. So the hot barbecue spot, also in Red Hook.
Hometown Buffet.
So why would I ever come to Red Hook to eat this burger? Is that mainly it?
There is really good food. I don't think you could have jury duty in Red Hook. We don't have courthouses.
They have a disgusting river.
We have we have a little beach. Even there's a park. There's sand.
You are not getting
there's
sand.
There's plenty of places to tie up your horse in Red Hook.
Yeah, you're not going. The thought of you going to the beach in Red Hook is such a lie. There's no way you're doing that.
I'm not bathing suiting it up, but I'm definitely going to the beach. I'll walk around barefoot on that sand.
I'm not going to, if I go to a beach and I don't feel comfortable in a bathing suit, then I'm not going there. That's not a beach anymore. That's a city block with sand.
I had high hopes that like peak summer quarantine that I was going to do it and jump off the pier into the water.
It's a pretty cool goal.
I didn't do it, but I really wanted to.
What was keeping you? I mean, Diplo would have done it.
Up until recently, there were signs everywhere
Dysentery?
talking about how the water was like dangerous to pregnant women. Those signs have gone away, and I will say, and I say this to people all the time, they don't fucking believe me. A lot of the restaurants in New York City, when they talk about local sustainably caught sea bass, that stuff is caught like off the piers in Red Hook. I swear to God.
Is that not sustainable, or is that just odd?
People just don't believe me that they're eating fish caught from the river.
So it's more of like, damn, bitch, you're eating this fish?
The East River.
Yeah. I only eat fish that is imported from Japan. Jason can tell you. I wouldn't eat a local fish like that. When I say local, I mean Japan.
Yeah. All right. You like your fish with carbon emissions. I get it.
That's right.
Look,
Mr. Nobu would never do that to us.
Yeah, I can't fight every fight. Okay.
No, I mean, I'm with you. I like my fish from Japan too. My uni only comes from Japan. None of that Santa Barbara shit.
Whoa!
Sorry.
Damn! Shots fired at Big Cali, Jason. What are you going to do about it?
Look, if you want to do a Pepsi challenge from failing Hokkaido and their sea urchin versus Santa Barbara, we can fucking square up anytime you want, bro.
I'm ready.
But also, is there any risk of like a scary shark over there in Red Hook, like a great white swimming up and chomping you down?
I don't think so.
There's the risk of like a bad artist like getting off his motorcycle maybe or something. I don't think
there's the risk of a lot of annoying people, or a handful of annoying people. So I think the best part about Red Hook is that there aren't that many people.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of people like. I thought the appeal of Red Hook was you could get like a big like studio as like an artist or something, right?
I think those are that's like New York City folklore. Like I don't know if you can get those anywhere in the city anymore. Mm-hmm. But I think the appeal is like it's just bang for your buck. You're not going to pay less because there's not a lot of stock. It's a small neighborhood, but you'll just get more space.
Well, are you thinking about relocating now that rents are just bottoming out?
Oh my God! If only my rent would bottom out. No, I want to get out to LA, man. Me and everybody else.
I'm hearing that inventory is quite low here in LA.
I believe it.
Inventory for what? Yeah. For flour or for edibles?
No.
Oh, for real estate.
For real estate.
That is absolutely my bad. I'm so sorry.
You just really want to get into that. Should we go?
Yeah, I would. I make fun relentlessly of people that say cannabis because it sounds like a narc. But that is the industry. You have to say that in business, correct?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I think the way I use the words, if I'm talking about the industry, I say cannabis. If I'm talking about like weed, I say weed.
Mm-hmm. And only weed? That's the only word you use?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, I think my biggest love-hate relationship is less with cannabis and more with the word flower. Mm-hmm. That like really offends me.
I love to say the word flower.
It's hard to spend time with Jason because even though he's saying it in jest, it's annoying as hell.
I understand the purpose because there's so many, we've got edibles, you've got dab, whatever, like you've got the whole thing. And so you've got to have a word that describes the literal flower, but it just sounds so precious. Like it's fucking weed.
I say this all the time that, when I was smoking weed, it was cool, and now it's not quite as cool. And that's because there's all these ways to ingest it. Like why can't we just smoke a blunt like a real man? You know what I mean? Like why does it have to be cute?
Yeah, but I guess that's Chris, bongs have been around since before we were born. You know what I mean?
Good point.
I mean, people have been smoking weed as long as there have been people.
Damn. She's really coming through with the facts, TJ.
Damn right, bro.
Well, I don't know. Like, I agree. Weed's not that cool. I work in this space. But it's trying to, weed is not that cool. But everyone who works in this space thinks the whole thing is that weed is cool. It's not that cool.
But you guys were pretty early. So, Gossamer, your business, your magazine, your company, you guys were pretty early on, doing something cool with weed as the, lens, let's say.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think so. Yeah, I mean, we came up with the idea in late 2015, 2016, and then sort of drips and drabs out into the world starting in like 2017, first issue in 2018. So yeah, I mean, I would argue that there's still not all that much cool stuff happening in weed. There's just a lot of stuff. Not much of it is cool, but at the time there was like people were still just referencing High Times and like maybe those dosist pens, you know, the white ones, but no one can remember the names. Like that's all there was.
Doesn't that time of literally 2 years ago feel like a goddamn eternity? And not just because I've been high the whole time.
God damn it. The dosist pen was a fucking movement though.
Yeah, for sure. It was like, and it was visually identifiable, right? It's just like people just, you know, the white pen. Those, I mean,
are they still big though? Is it still popping or no?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's still, it's absolutely still popping.
Oh, all right.
Out in Cali, things are different. You know what I mean? The market is truly
in Cali,
flooded.
It just comes in the mailbox for free. It's just government.
It's like
I mean,
but only the fucking
too,
CBD ones is fucking bullshit.
Damn. So what's it like being a cannabis influencer? Is the mailbox stuff
I cannot smoke this. I could not smoke at all if I tried. I give it away.
Damn,
constantly.
listen to that, TJ. She sounded like
bro. Let's link, bro.
My neighbors, I leave little boxes for them in front of their door because I can't.
That's so nice.
Give it away.
That's what I do with streetwear, size extra large and size 12 shoe.
So
it's not quite as cool.
She had to move to Red Hook just to have enough room to keep all these fucking ounces, dog.
But
it's my loft.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like I don't know, like what innovations are left. That's my question. I feel like it's been innovated to death, and beyond like good graphic design, I'm not really sure what people are doing at this point.
I mean, the only innovation I'm interested in, I think we're a ways off, and not to get too like sciencey into this, but like the idea of strains and like indica, sativa, whatever, like all of that is nonsense. That's all a myth. None of it's real.
Damn, you're saying the Loud Pack is just a Loud Pack, and all this shit is marketing?
Yes, it's all marketing. And
I think I'm going to be sick.
It's true. I'm sorry. It's true. I mean,
I need you to send me a white paper to back that up because
I learned Inda Couch for nothing.
I mean, that is still the only way I remember it. FYI.
So you're saying Jason overpaying for ruts and cat piss is not actually getting him zooted? It's actually just the same.
I'm saying it's super broad strokes.
Sure, I'm a label
no
whore. I'll
guarantee.
I need my piss.
But there is the only innovation would be if they actually figured out what strains did.
So you're saying these scientists need to put down the sativa and get in the lab and figure out like what the real difference
I think that level of innovation is where it will go next. But I don't know how far it can go because we haven't been able to do that really with alcohol. And alcohol has been legal and sold for a long ass time, and it's still just like. Drink alcohol, get you drunk, cheat on your wife, fight your neighbor. Like we're not like, oh, I want a wine that will make me like think about this, or I want a weed strain that will make me have energy. Like it's all just kind of a toss up still.
Yeah, I guess I just don't know enough. Is there even that possibility in alcohol? Isn't it?
I don't know. Well, there's probably a lot more possibilities with flour.
We've been talking because we've talked about all those, we've talked about all those obnoxious like non-alcoholic drinks because I think they're stupid, and I just don't. As a sober person,
shout out to Gia.
I'm happy.
I do love Gia.
But what do you just like how it tastes?
I like how it tastes. I mean, I love alcohol, so like along with my ice cream.
Damn, keep it 100. I like how you're keeping it 100 with us.
I love to drink.
Love alcohol.
I do. I love to drink.
Let me get a Jim Beam and Gia neat. Yeah. Tricked you on that one.
But Gia tastes good. I think it actually tastes good.
Sure. I don't, but something tasting good, I think, is what you should lead with, not that it's an alternative to alcohol. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I find so strange about all this stuff. And like that chick, I can't remember her name. She wrote a book, like a recipe book about non-alcoholic drinks.
My friend Julia. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just don't. Who does that market exist for? Is what I'm asking you.
I mean, I think a lot of
sober mixologists.
I'm going to go to bat for Julia because I love her and I think she's brilliant. But B, I guess I'm going to say consistent. I do
Thank
appreciate
you for that.
Yeah, the subhead on her book is like for people, you know, who aren't drinking for whatever reason at any point in time.
Sure.
And I think there's a lot of people that fits. Like, I don't know, you can be pregnant and you're like, fuck, I want a beverage and I, you know, want something that feels like a little more deliberate than, I don't know, LaCroix or whatever. Or if you're like me, I've not got to that point, but are just keeping like, I should probably not drink one night.
I feel like I think all of that is real. Like, I think that's totally true. I think it's a market that has fully been created. Like, there wasn't a need for it, but people decided there was a hole there. Does that make sense?
You think there wasn't a need for it? You don't think people were out there being like, "Oh man, I would love to be able to drink something other than sparkling water"?
I think there's a need for it, but it was just a very small one because it's like I'm the type of person who you love the alchemy of combining all these different things. And like there was a whole world of spirits out there that they could not include because they don't want to have alcohol that they weren't able to use. So now they're saying like here's our ways that you can craft the perfect beverage in your mind and still remain straight edge.
I guess maybe
of those
for
people
me
in the world now have that with Gia.
I guess for me it's a little bit of just like I think that they need to, and this is true about so many industries, but like it's to me, I just think of the word mocktail.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that is the brand. So these people, Julia and Gia, they're doing the work to uncouple the actual beverage from the word, which they've done a pretty good job, I have to say. And that book is fucking everywhere. So, you know.
I mean, to your point, I'd say Julia wrote the book. No one else needs to write another like non-alcoholic cook. Like we don't need more than one. Hers is we got it.
But I would love to see. I would love to see like who's actually buying it, like demographic wise. I think it's really interesting. Because
I gifted it. I sent it to a friend who wasn't drinking.
It's definitely a good gift for sure. I just found because my friend owns this crazy like cocktail bar in Nashville, and I went there when it opened, and they have some insane like mocktail tin, and he brought me all of them, and I was like, yeah, these taste good, but I would never order this. Like I just wouldn't even think to order it.
Well, are you also someone, because like I have a friend who doesn't really drink much, and he's like, if I'm not already don't really drink much alcohol, I'm not going to ingest calories for no reason. So I don't know if that's also
now you could be onto something.
Oh yeah.
Have you met Chris?
No, I had a sneaking suspicion.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on there, which rightfully so. It makes sense to me.
I guess that I just think it. I feel like in some ways I think about this a lot because I feel like it's somewhat for me. But then when I talk about it with you, it's like, oh, this isn't actually for me. Yeah. Like it's not, you know what I mean? It's not actually for me. And I don't even think it's necessarily for sober people. I think it's like you're saying, I think it's more for people who like just don't want to drink, you know, but like the socializing factor and don't have like weird negative attachments to mixed drinks, you know what I mean? Or whatever it may be. But also to be fair, when I was drinking it, I wasn't drinking a fruity cocktail. That wasn't really the point.
Oh no.
No,
he was not sucking down a smart
lychee
little
martini.
Negroni.
We just had. Where would you have
from
a
Mr. Chow?
Mr. Chow, Jason. And it was good. Apparently,
the failing Mr. Chow.
I mean, I definitely had a lychee martini phase. I would drink one right now. If someone served me one, I would order it.
I would drink one right now.
Are you more of a fan of the lychee martini or the espresso martini?
Oh God, you know who fucking loves espresso martinis? The Brits. They like
really.
And the Australians too.
Yeah, like an 11 p.m. espresso martini is like. I mean, I think because I don't know. They love all the uppers.
Far too
so I think
cheeky.
that's part of it.
Yeah, the Brits do love cocaine, so it makes sense. But maybe Australians, because cocaine's so expensive, they just have to have espresso martinis.
There's a Commonwealth, because of the time zone difference, they got to stay up over there. But I mean, it's a Commonwealth trend, is what I'm pointing out.
Well, I'm Canadian. I don't know. I don't know if espresso martinis are popping.
I don't think martinis have hit Canada yet.
No, you guys are still waiting on that. Yeah, you guys are still waiting on that.
Yeah, y'all are still doing. Let me get a syrup and soda.
They measure in Canada. They measure the pores. It's really depressing.
Sorry, before we move on, what's Julia's book called? So people can find it. Good drinks. Okay. But yes, the measuring is torched. That feels archaic.
Yes.
Do they have to do it legally, like in nice places?
Yeah, everywhere legally.
Damn.
What is this? Utah?
Yeah, that's weird. That feels like, I didn't know. I don't know why. Do they have, because some of those bars have like a machine on it too, like where it automatically clocks.
Yeah, it's like it's a government sanctioned like device that you put on top of the bottle and you flip it over and only so much can come squirting out.
That's high tech. I had no idea.
That's some Las Vegas shit, I think.
Where in Canada are you from?
I'm from Vancouver.
Oh, BC buddies.
She's from the fucking West Coast, eh? Don't
Yeah.
Don't it's a little different over there.
Vancouver,
if you've been to the West Coast, we don't have that accent. That is pure East Coast Canada.
I was speaking as an East Coast Canadian talking about you. Of course I know. Give me some respect. Jesus.
Vancouver is that widely known as the stoniest of the provinces in Canada?
British Columbia, yeah, I would say so.
Bro, don't sleep on Ottawa. They like to get high, bro.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's all grown in BC.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Making shit up.
So BC is like if Humboldt was a whole ass
area.
Yeah.
I mean, but you guys started Gossamer. You guys are making products though now.
You're making products, yeah.
Like and these are CBD and THC, or I know there's a sleep aid, correct?
Yeah, we have 2 wholly owned products of our own. One's a sleep tincture, Dusk, it's got CBN. I don't know if you guys want to get into that.
What's CBN?
Yeah, I've never heard of that, so I'd like to get into it.
Okay. So CBD and THC are like the 2 big ones, right? Those are the 2 things everyone's heard of.
That's the Lakers and the Knicks.
The big 2.
Oh God, you're gonna lose me on the basketball references.
I
look forward to it. Just go. I'll follow.
I don't know anything about sports. I just was trying.
You got Apple and Samsung.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Yeah.
Got it. And those are cannabinoids. There are at least 100, maybe 130 of them that we know of in the plant, and they all do something different. The only reason you've heard about THC and CBD is because THC is the one that gets you high, right? Like,
hell yeah, brother.
That's the one people like. And because they are found, like, they are the most prolific in the plant. So they're the easiest to get in large quantities. But all of these other cannabinoids do something different. That kind of goes back to what I was saying about innovation. Like, if we could actually map these and understand what our internal systems all did, like, you could have someone who, like, every single strain of weed makes them feel super anxious, but if you could figure out which cannabinoid is like plugging into their system in the right way, they could find a strain that makes them feel better.
We need that bespoke joint. You know what I'm saying? I need to go in and they test my blood and tell me what I need.
So what does
it will have to be like a blood test.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What does CBN do?
CBN is a sedative. So a super look. Also, anyone who references like research and studies, like, know that they're talking about like maybe rats. Like there's not been a lot of research. So this is all kind of very preliminary, but early research in rats or mice or whatever for CBN
rats is cheap
compared it to Valium. That it has that like a little bit of CBN, like about a half milligram. Can you snort it?
All right. Do you need my address? How does this work?
Yeah.
You can send your address. I give the gifts too. I like to get them, but I'll give them.
So you guys have so it's called Dusk.
Yeah, Dusk, and that's a sleep tincture.
Name. It's a really sexy name. I really like it. And the packaging is really nice too. I've seen it because I'm a big fan of your emails.
Oh, thanks. I like our emails too.
So you have the Dusk, the nighttime product, and then what's the daytime product?
The daytime one is called. Yeah, it's called. You could probably guess this. Called Dawn.
Oh, hey!
Okay.
Oh, I love surprises.
Oh yeah, I was an English major. Don't even.
I went to college, guys. I went to college.
Yeah. That's Dawn, and Dawn has THCV, which is not THC. It's different. But THCV is kind of more like a plant-based Adderall, I would say, is the best way to describe it.
Jason just got a chubby over there in Glendale.
Dude, a lot of people, like, we launched this product and I was like, oh, this will probably do okay, but like, more people want. I had no idea the like sheer volume of people who hear like something that will help them focus and just go fucking nuts for it.
Like, absolutely don't give a fuck about sleeping. They're like, how do I stay up for 8 days?
They just want all the energy, and it's an appetite suppressant.
Hey, now
no.
you're even appealing to me.
Yeah, so we don't. That's just like a bonus.
So
we don't really market it.
Smoking a pack of
so
Parliaments a day.
And then both of these are non-psychoactive, right? Or
well, they're not intoxicating.
Got it.
The only reason I say that distinction is like they don't make you feel like fucked up, but they are psychoactive in that they are impacting your brain, but not in a way that you're not impaired.
Right. I assume that at least the flavor is intoxicating, though. Am I right?
I would think so. It's very herbal, but we still get people. It's usually like someone's grandma in like Iowa who's like, "This is disgusting. I have to return it." It's like people who like, I don't know, don't eat parsley or something. But
right.
Sure,
because we don't add any flavors.
Why don't you have watermelon flavor?
We do have a watermelon. Speaking of,
damn, they did a Harry Styles collaboration. Jason, you didn't know about this?
I prefer my Jolly Ranchers.
One star. What is the price point on these two products?
$65. And it's like roughly a month's worth for the average person, but some people take more.
Well, Jason's pretty tall, so it's gonna, for it to get down to his fucking big feet, it could take a couple extra drops.
Yeah, we're working on a double or like a more
big
concentrated
dog.
one.
So, and I saw you did a collaboration with our friends at Rose.
Oh yeah. Those are your buds? You guys know them, or you just like Rose?
No. Well, our friends, we're loosely connected to them. But I do think because we know Nicole, who did the one. Yeah. But I just think obviously I don't use any of this stuff, but I think that's probably the most inventive thing that I've seen as far as like an actual product. So what flavor did you guys do?
So they do like Turkish Delight inspired edibles. We did watermelon, tomato, and sencha green tea.
Damn, that's twisted.
Yeah, it's really fucking good.
Jason, what do you think about that Flay de Cambay?
Watermelon. Wait, say that again.
Watermelon, tomato, and sencha green tea. I actually don't know what sencha is, but that's the kind of green tea it is.
It's a bottled water. You may have heard of it.
This is a savory summer salad, is what I.
It is that you got it. It is a little savory. Like it's very like tomatoey and earthy.
And thank you for normalizing savory edibles.
That was the other point. We were like, everyone does a sweet edible. Like if we're gonna do something, how do we make it feel more interesting?
High time zigs, gossamer zags.
Yeah, exactly. And also everyone tries to cover the flavor of weed. Like everyone's edible is like trying to mask, but you never end up masking it. So then you just end up with this weird sort of like sweet and then aftertaste. And so we were just like, this is for people who understand that weed tastes like weed. And so here is something that's actually going to taste good with it.
Damn,
that makes sense. Make it part of the flavor instead of working against
exactly. And so there's a THC version available in California, and then a CBD one that we sell through our site nationwide.
Yeah, I was going to ask what are the rules looking like for that shipping? I feel like it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, everything's a pain in the. Everything we do is a pain in the ass.
Yep. We can relate here at podcast land. I'll tell you what.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah, that's why everyone and their mother has a fucking podcast.
Hey, chill.
It has been a prison sentence for us.
Thank you to our friends at Anchor. Thank you to our friends at Spotify. No thank you to our guest, Verena. But anyway, so you're shipping woes. Is it per state?
So technically you can, actually I don't know technically. CBD is federally legal now. Mm-hmm. So we ship to every state. I think that some states might theoretically be riskier than others. And maybe if we had more money to pay expensive lawyers, they would give us more restrictions. But we ship everywhere. And again, it's technically legal. It's just, if you want to deal with some like local law enforcement that wants to be a dick, like that's then on you. But we haven't had a problem at all in terms of like anything being seized. But like payment processing is a pain. Like we can't use a normal bank.
Oh, that's still. I remember when they first opened dispensaries in California, that was like a big story. Like we have $300,000 in cash and a bank will take us. I was imagining that some Silicon Valley guy would have started a bank just for this.
No, not yet. Not that I know of. There are some, there are some that exist for it, but what you just pay more. Like the rates and the fees and the charges. It's it's absolutely insane.
We recently, made How Long Gone official with an LLC. And I'm pushing for us.
Is someone cooking in the background? What's happening?
No, Jason just
Sorry.
He has his Aeron chair gets a little loud when he stretches his legs.
No, my cleaning lady came. I had to come let her in.
Wow. Okay, Flex. But the we're going to go with City National Bank. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's kind of a Hollywood thing.
Oh, okay.
It's where all the celebs go. It's where like the industry types, bank. So maybe you guys should try that. Maybe, who knows? Maybe they're open to it.
I'll look at it. I mean, right now we're banking with like a normal bank and just haven't told them what we do. So I won't say their name.
I was going to ask though, do you have to disclose that? Like, as long as you have paperwork, do you really have to disclose that?
Honestly, I don't know. Nobody take my legal advice listening to this.
But I guess it's nice that you guys are like, oh, we're
we're a publication.
We're a publication that also has merchandise.
And we describe them as like beauty products. I don't know. I mean, in terms of like actual, no one cares about this shit. But like when you buy it from the site, we have to go through a bunch of hoops in terms of running your credit card. We can't do it the way every other like person who spins up a Shopify store does it.
You should try this little thing called Cash App. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
it could work. They don't ask any questions
or just cash.
Just cash. Maybe you should just accept mail, like a self-addressed stamped envelope kind of situation.
I mean, the THC space in California, the stuff I hear about the amount of cash people keep on hand or are transporting because of the banking issues is insane.
Yeah. The amount of toonies that I have to fork over when I'm buying my loud pack is alarming. But yeah, it's all cash everywhere you go.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I'm going. That's the only time I ever go to the ATM to get money out. Is just
even if it's like MedMen and shit. All those those places are cash.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because
they got in trouble.
Be.
They were running cards and then illegally, and then they got in trouble for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I assumed that those like more corporate guys just like had it all figured out. I didn't realize we were still dealing with this issue.
Oh no, everyone's making it up. Everyone's lawyer is basically like, on a scale of 0 to 100, or on a scale of like 50 to 100, here's your risk. Choose your own adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So what else are you guys making? What else is in the pipes?
Well,
yeah, that's nice, Chris.
Yeah. Oh, was that a pun? Did you do that on purpose?
Honestly, I didn't, but that's kind of how my little brain works,
Yeah, I think that's
you just can't turn it off,
You can't. The accidental puns in weed is like, it's a landmine.
Hard to avoid.
Every time I say something, someone's like, "Oh, was that a pun?" No.
Nice.
We've got a couple other products that'll be coming out in the spring that I can't say too much more about, but different from what we already have.
Must be nice.
Let's can we talk about your day-to-day consumption of the sweet drug cannabis?
Sure.
How much how much is somebody like you putting down?
I really it totally varies. I mean, I've smoked weed on and off since I was 13 probably.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's real BC hours right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She was on the slopes.
Everywhere.
As soon as she took her snowboard boots off, she was hitting the pipe.
Oh my god. Oh, you got my number. Oh, it was when I switched from my snowboard boots to my etnies, I think, is that.
Wow, let's go. Let's go.
There are hotter guys in skating than snowboarding. I get that.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of hot guys. Well, when you're like a 14-year-old girl. But
sure.
I smoke. I don't always. It really goes on and off. So there's times that I won't smoke for months at a time because I kind of forget about it. And then there's sometimes where it's every day. I take an edible after work or something. I'm not someone who gets high and works. I'm I'm not a functional stoner at all.
I wish TJ would go that way with me, but he's high every time we do anything.
That is not true.
Are you high right now?
Are you high right now?
There is no weed in my system right now. No. But I see your shirt, and I did take a little microdose of mushrooms earlier today. It's been for the first time in a long time.
I have been, God, is there a not lame way to say I have been microdosing?
Nope, there's not one at all. You losers, I'm just sitting here judging. You guys
can just say, I've been taking a little bit of drugs every day, and it makes my life easier.
And it's been cool for me.
Yeah, I've been taking a little bit of drugs. Almost every day, because I think the whole thing with microdosing, you can't take it every day. You got to mix it up or whatever. Yeah, I'm new to it. I dig it. I'm really into it.
Is that going to be legal next? Do we think?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mushrooms are.
It's
they're already.
It's been legalized in
yeah.
some states already in California.
Just
In the last month.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how that's going to be regulated because I have been very high on mushrooms, like fuck my life up level of high. I guess I've done that also with marijuana, so whatever, never mind.
Well, there's already places in Canada that sell like microdosing capsules or whatever, and like the total amount in the entire, several months supply is like 1.5 grams or 2.5 grams or something like that. So like even if you ate the whole thing, you couldn't get too fucked up. So I feel like it'll be, something like that. But there's also, ketamine too. Like there are like ketamine therapy places that opened in New York and LA. And what I didn't know, in Canada, where it is more legal than it is here, in Canada, you need a doctor's referral. Here in the US, you don't even need a doctor's referral to do it.
God bless America.
Have you done ketamine?
Yes, I have done ketamine in my life. I have not done ketamine therapy. But
Bro, Jason, you must not be familiar with the EDM scene in BC. Also very booming.
Well, I've never done ketamine, and I feel like that's a blind spot in my career.
How did you not do ketamine during your EDM career?
I don't when back in the day when I was really raving and behaving, it wasn't that. It was kind of out of vogue, and it is now recently become super popular, and I'm not. I ain't in the club like I was.
Yeah, the kids are really latching on to ketamine. I think that's what's happened is that,
it got really big in Europe for like the last 5 years, and then Americans were just kind of like, okay, you guys are fucking K-heads, like, what's wrong with you people? And then now every cool person in New York is also addicted to super ketamine.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm curious. I'd love to know the actual arc. My assumption is people are just doing because it's like, it's a shorter trip and there's no hangover, right? Like that's the bonus. I don't know.
I mean, I think that's definitely part of it.
I don't even know how it makes you feel or what it does to you, other than
I don't know what the price. I don't know what the price is. That's what I'm worried. That's what I like to know.
I don't think it's
like,
that
I
much.
have no idea.
It can't be that much. I feel like drugs in general just aren't that much anymore. I feel like prices have just gone down.
Well, that's the whole thing with legal weed, right? Is people complain that it's more expensive. Like that's the problem with industry in California too. Like 60 or 70% of weed is still purchased on the illegal market.
Yeah, the taxes. All the prices when you go into a dispensary are very low. You're like, oh, damn, 30 for an eighth. That's pretty chill. And then by the time they add the federal and state and blah 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 tax onto it, you're getting hit pretty hard. So then you just call your neighborhood weed man.
Yeah. I've heard a few people say they went back to a classic weed man situation after the fun of going to the store wore off.
Weed person, sorry.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Weed person.
A weed them would come over and deliver.
I think it just depends what you want. There's still I think the consistency is really nice, and there's a handful of brands that I just that's when I want to get high, that's what I want. Like when I want an edible high, I want Rose. Like it's got a very specific kind of high. Like my favorite flower brand,
which is cool because edibles used to be the most
wild, unpredictable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I will say, and I say this with love about Rose, but this is true about basically every edible. But Rose in particular, I describe them as they're kind of like a little shishito peppery.
Ooh.
Every now and then you get a hot one in the batch,
that is a
you never know.
Fine analogy. Well done.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess that's how it has to be.
Yeah, it's next to impossible. They do a lot of testing so that you're within however many percentage points or parameters. But yeah,
I think more of those variables going on are mostly inside of each person specifically versus because there's been days with alcohol of I'll have 3 beers and feel nothing, and I'll have 3 beers and be like, whoa, bro.
It's both. We're still figuring out the consistency level in the products, but then yes, everyone's system is totally different. So that's also why for one person, an indica could actually feel like a sativa. Those things are largely meaningless.
Damn.
My head is spinning.
Oh, okay. All right, you're flattering me. I'll take it.
No, I'm serious.
Are you a CBD person or you're no?
No, I don't. I don't really
Chris
know.
remains poison free.
I remain poison free. I don't really know what I just don't do it. Like I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what the stance is in the sober community, really. I feel like some people use it, some people don't. The only thing that would really appeal to me is like a weed sport, like a muscle rub situation.
Weed sport's good. Yeah.
Is all I would be interested in. But also like, I just don't.
A slippery slope.
I mean, it's not though. Like I'm logical. Like obviously, it's not going to get me high to rub fucking cream on my knee. But it just I don't know. I just have avoided it for this long, so I'm probably good. It's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, I like that. You've come this far.
Yeah, it's totally fair. I think it's a personal journey.
You're telling me.
But a muscle relaxer does sound pretty good right now, doesn't it, Chris?
Yeah, always.
Give me a handful of somas. Let me drool all over you, TJ.
Can we talk about food and cooking? I feel like you are a fan of the culinary arts. I saw you mention something about recipe.
Oh my god, I am doing this podcast like I'm doing this podcast like 3 burritos deep, but like yes,
I did see on your Instagram stories that you did wolf down some very nice looking wet burritos. Wet on the inside, not on the outside.
Wet on the inside, not on the outside. Yes.
What's your bolognese journey right now?
Oh my god! How long do you have? This is not that long of a podcast.
We have 7 minutes.
No, we have 7 minutes left. So go ahead.
Because I'm on the same. I'm sort of on the same route as well. Always evolving. The bolognese.
I mean, I can send you my notes. I have a very long process.
What proteins are we working with?
I do 2-to-1 beef to pork. Sometimes I'll use veal and occasionally lamb, but my favorite, I think I've decided, is 2-to-1 beef to pork.
Okay. One fun fact that I sort of stumbled upon, most likely while high, was the Peking duck leftovers. Using that as one of the proteins in the bolognese was a very nice vibe.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
A lot of
crazy for that one.
Star anise in the braising liquid, etc.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the thing with bolognese. You gotta give it a lot of time, like not 4 hours, like 6-7 hours, like soup to nuts.
Are you a pot in the stove or pot in the oven?
I've gone back and forth. Are you like a serious eats person? Because I feel like this is like Kenji's route, is the pot in the oven.
You're talking to an absolute Kenji slut.
Okay, all right. So he's all about the oven. Okay.
I've been trying to make fun of him on Instagram, so he'll podcast with me for a while now.
Oh, God,
Last time I was clowning how dirty his kitchen is on YouTube. He didn't like it.
He didn't bite?
He didn't bite for that one. We push on.
I think the problem is, I think my oven runs a little hot, so I do it on the stove because I can't quite get the temp right on my oven. But I like the idea of an oven.
Yeah, I think it's smart. It makes sense that heat retention's hit in a different way. But this is a whole other convo. We can. Talk
I was going to say, Chris, have we lost you? Is this like something?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
This is like carbohydrates and cream, and we're gone.
I heard words I'd never heard before when Jason was talking about the duck. What was the word you said?
I did want to talk about fan fiction really quick. I feel like I saw you tweeting about fan fiction. I know Chris is sort of working a little bit in that world as well. And I remember, not even too long ago, fan fiction was probably, the dorkiest, nerdiest form of content in the world, and now it has become kind of cool and chic and interesting. And what do you think the reason for that is?
I mean, I don't. Would we say it's chic? Yeah, I feel like we're trying.
Well, not chic, but we're like cool people are doing it and writing it.
I think it's subject matter, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's. I mean, because it's like when people were writing about like Harry Styles and Zayn having sex, like that's funny. But like
it's funny, but it was kind of dark. It's like whoever is like spending a large, chunk of their day writing like what if Harry Styles kissed Zayn, and then I
guess Jason, this isn't a good time to tell you about the How Long Gone fan fiction I've seen on Reddit. Then I guess, but I'll
look, Chris. That was way before I got the Grub Street. I didn't have an editor for that stuff. A lot of the kissing stuff was. Look, I made some mistakes. I'm sorry, Chris.
It's okay. I'll let it slide.
I think that's a good point. I don't know. I feel like the fan fiction, the stuff that's cooler is where it's like less like legit, crush fantasy and more just like weird fiction about people that everyone is familiar with. Like, I don't know, where it's just like the story is weirder and it's less like a fantasy romance.
That's definitely that's definitely what we're doing with cultural. I mean, that's the whole point, is that it's like, this is actually just, if you get smart, funny people to do this, then it takes the genre to like a different place. Exactly. It's not nerdy anymore. It's just kind of funny.
Do you think true fanfic purists are now looking down on, or they're upset that their little special world has been co-opted by the Kendall Jenners of the world?
What do we think the overlap is between like fanfic people and like LARPers? Is that a thing, right? LARPing?
I think it's actually, I feel like it could be very separate, to be honest.
I don't know. Well, I'm
gonna
be getting a lot of hate mail for conflating the two.
I think luckily we don't have very similar. I think one might. One is the mental version, and one is the physical manifestation of fan fiction, I suppose.
Damn, Jason. Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when the fucking microdose kicks
like
in, bitch.
Oh.
Sorry.
Someone's feeling creative.
My apologies.
It's okay.
Yeah, I just think it's, I kind of like, I'm just working on it and like being close to it and seeing what people send. I'm like, oh, this is good. It's like pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think when they told us the idea was to like involve pop culture, make it super timely, I was like, this is brilliant. Like, this is a really, really good idea.
Well, the thought I had about it, so like we're also working on the next issue that'll be out in February of the magazine. We make a print magazine. But we're running a piece of fan fiction because we were supposed to do an actual feature, like an interview with Shirley Manson of Garbage. And as
fellow podcaster Shirley Manson,
and as these things, it's like the negotiation, whatever. It didn't happen. She's like off the grid in Edinburgh, whatever.
Wait, damn!
Like,
I thought you were gonna say she died, and I was like, damn, I.
But
that's the Cranberries. That's Dolores.
Postponed this podcast.
And I see Shirley hiking around in LA sometimes. So next time I see her, I'll throw her your business card. Don't worry.
Well, yeah. I mean, she was there, and now she's flown off to Edinburgh. I don't know. But the thought I had about fan fiction, and the reason we're doing it was like, okay, well, we can't get the real Shirley. Let's get a fake one. But I think it's an interesting like conversation around access and like the type of celebrity journalism we're getting now. Anyways, is like kind of garbage. Like half the time when it's like Timothée Chalamet interviewing Zendaya or whatever, it's like. This is all made up anyways. Like no one
no, you're right. Yeah, you're totally
so why not take that back and like fine, let's write actual fiction.
Yeah, if there's no honesty with these celebrities, we might as well make it really fun.
Much like a little Michaela, you can make that interview be whatever you want it to. You can be the best Shirley interview ever written.
Yeah, exactly.
And that'll make up for the fact that it's not real.
Yeah. I don't know. That it just feels like a fun way to like take a little bit of power back. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. We're taking the power back from these fucking rich.
But I think that could go eventually into a darker place because there's a lot of similarities with like porn addiction and that.
Porn addiction and what? And fan fiction?
What?
Where did we go?
Of being able to kind of create the perfect setting if you don't have access to the real thing. If that makes sense.
Jason's speaking from his heart.
That's really far.
Jason's speaking from his heart yet again, Verena, if you know what I'm saying. So I think that
you guys to go into the shallow end. I dive head first, bro.
God damn it. You hit your head. That's the problem.
And I do hit my head. Sure, that's fine.
Verena, thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure. Guys.
This was a ride.
Guys.
I think we have a lot more to talk about, and unfortunately we do have to cut it short, so would you be down to come on again sometime and finish this up?
Let's do a part 2.
We're not cutting it short. This is the normal length of a podcast. Don't let Jason.
I'm just saying there's a lot. I was having fun and I didn't want it to stop. That's all I'm saying.
Damn.
Look,
that's the highest regard.
Let's make the sequel better than the original.
Wow. That's you're taking a shot at our podcast, but I like it. Gossamer is you can subscribe to the email newsletter. You can subscribe to the magazine. All the products are available. Is it gossamer.com?
.co. If I've been trying to get that .com, but no can do.
I understand. Gossamer.co. And where can they find you personally?
I'm at Von Verena, VonVerena. I have to spell it. No one understands.
Got it. I know. I love the name it's so dramatic. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
When you're blessed with a boring ass name like Chris Black, it's really nice to see some flair out there. You know what I mean? It's really
well. You don't even
really
want to know what happens in the middle there.
Damn, you got 3 extra words? How many words we got between
so many words. We'll save that for the sequel.
Damn, that's great.
Yeah, you have to have
I feel like I'm watching The Crown again.
I know, right? Verena, thank you for joining us, guys. Check out gossamer.co for all your tincture needs. And we will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.